Welcome back, everyone, to the Discipline the Gens pod. I'm your host, Matty Betts. I'm here with Gino Bet Openly and Trevor. And looks like we're back from another losing day, but only 3 out of 11 or 12 total? What are we at?
Got a skid. This is win champions.
Yeah, we're gonna change it. It was a weird day. Had a good day overall, but the show picks were not the one.
Yeah, the show picks we finished. Trevor went 1-2, and Gino 1-1. So overall 2-3, right, on the show.
Yep. And I went 4-1 on college basketball. I'm sorry, guys. The one college basketball play I gave you was the only one I lost that day. So I owe you guys one.
Don't be sorry. I'm actually really happy when that happens. I like when the paid people get to eat.
Oh yeah, well, speaking of eating, we're going to talk a little bit about our numbers at the end on college basketball, because if you're going to be crushing college basketball, this is the time to be doing it.
100%.
I agree. Well, shit. Let's dive into some plays. Let's get people fed. I like changing it up. Who wants to go first today?
I'll go first today.
Mix it up.
All right, so we don't have any NBA yet today. There's a bunch of people probable for props. It's just we want to wait on news. There's only 4 games, and the last thing you want to do is get caught. Yesterday, I made a mistake. I didn't read the news correctly, and I made a play on Tobias Harris that I shouldn't have made until I got the NBA news, and of course he was out and he beat his prop by the hook, but it is what it is. But we're going to go we're going to start with a college basketball pick. I love Liberty today over Eastern Kentucky. This is just Liberty's a top 30 team. I have them modeled winning by over 18. These started these tournaments early, right? You got some of the top teams were some of the worst teams, and they're just going to blow them out. They're going to run them out of the water, and I just don't think this one even ends up close. And then on hockey, I found a little edge. I've done really well as I've been tracking it now, as with hockey, and we're doing power play points. We're going to go Matthew Thackuk today with Florida under a half a point. He's only hit it 1 out of 10. It should model around minus, 700-800 at those, but essentially they get it down to about 122 today because they consider it a flip, trying to get some money on it. But we've been doing really well. We got a few more of those plays actually in for our paid members, but those are the 2 we're going to rock with today.
I love it. I'll jump straight in. You mentioned a game that you mentioned, I got to throw it out. It's not an official play, but I actually like Dallas today. Phillies pissed me off all week, but I like Dallas. Not an official play, but I'm throwing it out there. My official plays, if you want to throw them up, Trev.
Yep. I'm getting them up. Hold on. Sorry. I screwed up. I messed up the typing. I'm trying to fix it so I don't look like a 4-year-old wrote it. I'm
not worried about it, brother. But I want to give out one NBA play, and I want to give out one NCAA basketball play. So I'll start off with my dog of the day. It's going to be San Antonio +6. I like them in the money line here at +250 on Bet Openly. But if you want to play them more safe, I'm going to go San Antonio +6. And then this is probably my favorite play of the day. It's Illinois -3.5. They're playing Michigan. Michigan's going to get a lot of love. They're going to hold that line. This is one of those ones that I don't expect to have a lot of closing line value on. Maybe it goes to 4. But I wouldn't wait on this one. I don't think the Michigan fans will buy it down. There's too many sharps on Illinois. But this is one of my favorite plays of the day. I love going against those big teams that everyone wants to be good, but they're just not as good. I have this team significantly higher on a lot of meaningful stats and a lot of categories. So dog of the day, Spurs +6. I also have a money line, but the official plays +6. And one of my favorite plays of the day is Illinois -3.5.
Oh, I like it. I'm going to give one out now that they can't get anymore, but for our early guys, we found some really cool value. We got just one so they can see it coming, but because you talked about closing value, we got Troy at -7 this morning. They're all the way up to -8.5 now. They're going to win this by 13 to 15 today over Arkansas State. Like Arkansas State has no chance against them. But that's one, talking about closing line value, right? Like we had a big line shift move, and it got taken up there. So, right, if you were in early, you got a 1.5, which is a major move.
Yeah, and it's I like watching plays all day too. While we're just educating people on what the fuck we do all day, I'm watching the Sharks. Yep. I'm just being honest with you. St. Louis has a better record. St. Louis money's probably going to pour in. You have that favorite as the last game. I think there's 2 or 3 games that start at 10:30 Eastern. I think the Sharks should be minus 130, minus 140 here. Again, I see it at minus 110 today. If I just see one little sliver of movement in St. Louis's direction, I come in on the Sharks. If the Sharks keep trickling up and they're moving how they should, and it's 125, 130 when the puck drops, I'm not doing shit. So just throwing it out there. There's little positions I have that my chips aren't on the table yet. I'm not pushing them out, but that's one I'll be watching. If I can get the Sharks or it moves an inch in the St. Louis direction, I'm going Sharks.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that really understanding how money moves, how the lines move, who's really right, like who's really moving it where, and right, vice versa with the props, right? Like when we're talking NBA, if you get guys putting out NBA props early, too early in the day, and there's a bunch of them, you got to have the news, right? Like, especially if there's unders early, you got to watch that. Lines are going to move. Lines are going to change. There's so much movement, especially with guys coming out. So that's stuff we want to look at. And then Maddie's got one lined up here for the UFC this weekend. And I'm getting added in here. I like that value. I want to make sure we get a little love of that. Oh, I did hit it right. All right. All right, let's talk about it, Maddie.
Yeah, I'm locking in Derek Brunson, plus 190. The number got as high as plus 195. I thought it was going to surpass plus 200, but I actually, sickly enough, like the fact that the number went down a little bit here. I don't want to see that number get any lower, so I'm going to make that an official play today at plus 190. I mean, look, this fight is pretty simple to me. To me, it's a very 50-50 fight. I mean, Brunson has only lost to the best guys. He's lost to Adesanya. He's lost to Jared Cannonier, which was his most recent fight. He lost to Anderson Silva a long time ago, Robert Whittaker. I mean, he's only lost to the top guys. I'm not ready to say that yet about his opponent in this fight. Plus 190 is ludicrous to me. So I have to put a full unit on my guy, DB. I'm going to trust that he gets it done. And he can get it done in a lot of ways. People that follow my UFC cards, I love taking exact props. This isn't one where I'm going to do that because I could see Brunson winning a decision. I could see him getting a first or second round finish. There's a lot of different ways I think he could win this fight. So I'm just going to take the money line. The value's high enough for me.
Matty, quick question.
Yeah.
Brunson's your boy. Your boy more than my boy, but he's nice to me too. Would we be able to get him on a live for like 5 minutes, or is he too locked in? Like just to ask
He's in Vegas, right? He's already in Vegas, so I don't know.
Like I'm just saying, like a text message. Just I don't know how determined they are. Like I wonder. I think it'd be pretty cool to ask him like what goes on in his mind the day before a fight. Obviously, if he's too busy, I won't judge.
Yeah. No, I'll text him. At worst case, maybe we can get him after, as long as he wins.
Yeah. I just think it'd be cool to see like, hey, it's the night before the fight. Like just literally like a mic, and we'll hand you a mic. Like what goes through your mind? Like what are you doing? Are you watching tape? Are you fucking doing push-ups? Are you fucking in an ice bath? Like,
yeah. Well, they're usually cutting weight is what they're doing.
Oh, okay. So they're miserable.
Yeah, very miserable. But, I mean, I don't know. I don't think Derek cuts that much. I mean, I think he walks around at like, I mean, he probably has still cut 10 or 15, but I don't know. So you're on mute.
No, once you said he's cutting weight, that changed everything you said about me wanting to be like, hey, bro, we're here to support you. He's like grumpy, miserable, low energy.
Yeah, for sure. It might be better after. Let's let him win, and then let's bring him on.
Maybe we just text him, hype him up. Hey, bro, you're gonna smack. We're all over you. After you win, we'd like to have you on.
Yeah, and look, I want to admit that I'm biased with Brunson, but I do see value on him. Like, there's no reason this isn't a 50-50 fight. For his money line to be that high is ludicrous to me.
Yeah, I like it. That's and I like value, right? I don't care where I get it. It's better though when you can get somebody you're friends with. That like makes the change. So
Maddie, put this in your back pocket. I would love a system of fighters that don't drink fighting people that do drink. Brunson treats his body like a temple.
Yeah.
And some of these UFC fighters party. I just wonder if there's a layer to that. Like, if you ever get – like, if you got two partiers fighting, no edge.
Yeah, Jon Jones is probably doing a line right now before –
I'm just telling you, I love – little edges and systems. I wonder if there's a way to.
Did either you guys see pictures of Jon Jones as a heavyweight for his weigh-in?
Yeah, they were calling him top heavy.
Oh my god, bro! Like, it's crazy. Like, I don't know if Trevor, there's no way you can bring that up on the screen.
I can. Hold on, I'll pull it up. real quick. Yeah.
Like, to me, it looks like bad weight, but then again, like, it doesn't matter. Like, you know, these aren't bodybuilders. Like, these are fighters. Like, it's all about performance. But I almost feel like it's like forced. Like, him becoming a heavyweight seems forced to me.
Yeah, let me see if I can find. I got to find it on Twitter real quick. It's it was not a good look. So I googled it, it didn't come up. It's literally, like, I had people calling him top heavy. I thought it was pretty funny. So
yeah, no, I mean,
it's hard to gain weight, guys.
He's kind of like an in between Daniel Cormier and Jamal Hill.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Hey, I got it. All right, here we go.
That's him as a heavyweight on the left.
That's the heavyweight.
He's still a big dude, but like, it's just a different build, you know?
Yeah, I think they're hating on him a little too. Like, it looks like it's more in his belly.
Right.
Yeah. So that's why they were calling him, you know, because he was top heavy, right? Like that was.
I get it.
Right, but I mean,
he's aged 3 years, right?
Yep.
He's
3 years.
He's 35 and Gane's 32.
And one of the things he had, those, you know, he was a monster, right, at his weight class. That was one of the huge advantages.
Yeah, he loses all his advantages at heavyweight, in my opinion.
Guys over here texting me just said we moved the line. What we got on at 130. Illinois was -3.5, and now it's -5.
Wow.
I know we don't have that much pull. I think it's just when sharps catch on, they all fucking catch on. That's absurd. I knew 4 was possible. That's like we moved lines from 3.5 to 4 a point anytime, but fucking to 5 already. Five's a decent hook, dude. It's not one of those bullshit fouls at the end, kind of. I'll be honest with you, homies. I don't like it as much at 5. I like it, but I like it a lot more at 3.5.
Yeah, and Caesars took it to -5. It's 4.5 at a few off books, but right, like the book that matters, right, on some of that stuff. So
yeah, it makes sense.
Yep.
Well, shit, guys. What we were gonna say too before we hop off, dude. The homie was telling me this morning, Nolan, that we're fucking up 74 units.
Yeah,
since September.
74 units since we launched, right?
Bruh.
That's crazy.
I know people don't think that's impressive because they're used to fucking with like people betting 5 and 10 units. We bet a half and 1 unit.
Right.
Wild. That's why I'm glad we're doing the show 5 days a week, homies.
Yeah. It's, you know, monster day. It's and talking about that, you know, we were up 18 units in college basketball last month between Gino and I. That's as good as it gets right there, right? 18 units a month will keep the day job away if you're betting it, right? Excuse me. So yeah, I think there's a ton of value there. And you know, the members, you know, there's a bunch of members giving out fire plays every day. That's, you know, another huge upside of it is we've seen some of the members be really hot on stuff, and it's been cool to watch.
Yeah.
My favorite's probably been like Daniel's been on fire with soccer. He loves Barcelona today. Like, I love watching fucking football, soccer. And I just have never had it. Like, my UFC system is so young. My World Cup system did decent. It ended in green, but nothing crazy. I just love that we have like all these other cappers up in there adding fucking value.
Yep. Yeah, and I love with what a big dog Barcelona is. I like being on the dog. So
exactly. Let's shout out the homie too that made the app. Like, bro, we got a fucking community now. This guy is a paying member in the community, and he writes code. He literally made this code or made this app, excuse me, by writing the code himself, and then he gave it to everyone in the DD for free.
Yep. Yeah. So his name's Joey. It's called Trend Center. We got some media from him. We're going to share it out. I logged in and used it. I really like it. Like he understands UX too. Like he understands we're sitting here with this on our phone, because that's half my problem is most of the times when I log into something, like go log into freaking FanDuel and try using their thing. FanDuel's app sucks, and that's $1 billion company, right? Like trying to do stuff, right? You know what I mean? Like, I think he did a killer job with it.
The number one question I get asked from people that they like gambling, but they want to turn a profit and they don't know how, is where do you start? And I hate to say it, that app looked like a damn fucking good place to start. It literally volunteered and showed you just all the systems that are profitable recently. Now, I want to warn all of you, systems come and go. They pull off all the time. But it's super important just to see how to make a system. And literally, he lets you click the buttons and make your own system. And then you can watch it and see if it's profitable or negative. I think he's going to do well. I was excited. I'm glad everyone in DD gets a fucking free membership. He hit me up on Twitter and said, hey, brother, like, you know, you've been great to me. You've taught me a lot of shit. Do you mind using my app? I'm like, using it? I'm going to fucking shout this bitch out. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, so I got a bunch of screenshots from him, so share it. But yeah, I really like I said, I've been messing with it all morning. I really like it. I think it's a cool tool, especially when I have it in my hand. I'm not in front of my PC, right? I want to look at some of that. And like you talked about with like looking at trends that are going, hey, these trends, like, why is this hot right now? Right. And being able to also pivot off of those to other situations.
Yep. So it's called Trend Center.
Trends. Yeah. Trends, TRENDS Center. It's just on Apple iTunes right now. PC.
Kind of cool. It's like PC Setter. I get the little fucker. The little fucker made a play on words with Trend Setter. Yeah. Trend Center.
Yeah. And it's coming to, he said he'll have Android and PC out soon.
Dope. Appreciate you guys on the show today. Maddie, DB's our homie. Trev giving out gas like always. Let's do a recap and I'll just fucking jump off real quick. Name the plays.
All right, we got.
Oh, sorry.
Yep. I said Gino's got his dog. Let's hear it.
Yeah, dog of the day, San Antonio Spurs +6. The Illinois -3.5. Those are my two plays, one NBA, one NCAA.
I got Liberty over Eastern Kentucky today, -12.5. And then Matthew Thackuk, Mr. I take 8 shots a game, but we're going leverage on power play points. He only averages like 3 power play minutes a game. So we're going to take advantage of that at real low odds today. It was down to like 120. And then Matty coming with the boy at the end there with his +190 I saw right now over at FanDuel. I went and looked at it real quick, so I know it's there.
Matty, what's your one play?
What's that?
We were just recapping the plays, bro.
No, Derek Brunson. I'm adding one play. I was gonna wait till tomorrow, but I don't want it to lose value, so I'm gonna add one. I'm gonna
+208. Derek Brunson's +208 at this magical market.
Bro, I'm putting that in on Bet Openly.
Bet Openly, my dogs. +208. Matty, I meant to ask you one more thing. His name is Dreykus, who he's fighting, right?
Say it again.
Dreykus, is that who he's fighting?
It's close. It's not pronounced that way, but he's got a strange name.
Okay. Where's he from?
South Africa.
Oh, got it. And do you have any lean on the over-under 1.5 at -147? Is the over?
Oh, man. I think this fight could go so many ways.
Okay.
Yeah, I literally think it's a good line. I mean, it's so tough. I think it could be a first round finish. Second, I think there's going to be a finish probably in the second round. So it's a good number. But I could also see Brunson wrestling his way to a decision.
Fair enough. What was you want to give out one more play, or you want to jump?
I'll give it out. I got the main event to go the distance. It's at -120 right now, so you could take over 4.5 at probably -150, or you could take the fight to go the distance. To me, I'd rather sweat the last 2.5 minutes of the fight and get 30 cents more on the dollar of value. Like, it's very rare in the UFC that there's a finish within the last 2.5 minutes of a 5-round fight. You know, we saw Leon Edwards do it against Kamaru Usman, but I'm knock on wood. But to me, I'd rather get the fight to go to distance at -120 than pay -150 on over 4.5 rounds.
That makes sense.
So yeah, I'll risk 1.2 units on that. I just think that we're talking 39 combined fights from both these guys. They've never been finished.
And y'all, let's not forget, you gave out some gas. You gave the Jake Paul fight out to go the distance.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I love the distance.
We didn't talk about that at all.
Yeah, that I knew that was going to happen, bro. I really did. Like, everyone expected a finish. I don't think everyone expects a finish in this fight, so I don't think this one's like as sharp or sneaky. But like, I just look at the numbers. I'm like just from a value perspective, if you have two guys who've never been finished in 39 fights, and you can get the fight to go to distance at -120, would you not bet that?
I get it, brother. Yeah, it would just be the pure math of how many fights end in that last time with these two fighters.
I'm praying there's no crazy injuries, because shit like that tends to happen. They're saying something about Gange's hand being swollen, and then they're saying maybe Jones has an injury, and he hasn't fought in 3 years, so like there's obviously some risk here. But I just look at it as -120. Okay, let's sign me up.
I love it, my dudes. Thanks for the show today.
All right, talk to you guys soon.
Later.
Bye.